Hello, lovely people. Long time no see again. I am so sorry about it. So sorry. But it's another one of those things where, like I told you guys in the last video, I don't fully know what to post. I don't fully know what I can post because the classes are very much online. So it's not like when I was going in for my LVN program and we were like face to face. So there were more things that was happening. We were having labs weekly, like all kind of stuff was going on. So it was a little bit different versus this program. So it's a little harder for me to make a video like weekly for you guys. I am going to try to do, I think I did tell you guys that if you want it, I can do kind of like a breakdown of each class. And when I say breakdown of each class, I mean kind of tell you what to expect from the class when I took the class. I say that because one of the things that I am figuring out very swiftly with WGU is they change the requirements at a bat of an eye. Don't tell you nothing. Don't send an email out. You literally will find out when you're trying to take your final or something like that, that something has changed. So I think I told you guys the same thing happened with my foundations class. I think it happened with my, I can't remember if it was patho or my pharmacology class. It was one of those that literally, like right before I got ready to take the OA or your objective assessment, which is your final exam, they changed what was required to take your final exam and things got pushed back. I think you guys know that my foundations class actually had to get rolled over into this semester, which honestly is what slowed me down because I could have been further along in this freaking semester if it was not for that class. But I digress. So that is something that if you are going to go to WGU, please be aware that just because they send you out that intro email, because every time you get assigned a professor, within like a week, maximum 2 weeks, they should send you out an intro email introducing themselves to you, telling you their office hours, and then telling you what to expect from the class. But with that intro email, if something changes during the semester, it just changes. They don't tell you until like you request something or whatever, because I've had calls with I think all of my professors except for my leadership professor, and none of them told me that anything was changing. So basically with my health assessment class, that class is the one that I'm currently experiencing changes with. So I'll get into that shortly, but let me give you a breakdown on what's going on in my semester. Okay. So as we discussed in February, I finished my foundations class back in January because it did roll over, like I just said, to this semester due to things changing. Then I finished my basic nursing skills at the end of February. And for that, how you get through that, you have to go in for a week. On that last day, you get a check off on your skills and you either pass or fail. If you pass, woohoo, you've passed that class, you're done. If you fail, you have to retake the class. I was told you have to do the entire week over. And then someone else I've seen in the Facebook group says, no, that's not true. You'll just have to come back to redo your skills. I don't know which one is right, but again, as I said, WGU keeps changing things. So both things could be true for each person, okay? And so I am currently in health assessment, adult health 1, and interpersonal leadership and professional growth. I'm looking down at my notebook so I can tell y'all what I'm doing because I be forgetting some of these names. So your adult health class, that is the class that you're going to use to do your clinical. That is the clinical focus class, okay? So I guess I'll kind of start with that to tell you. And I'm also looking at my laptop too, so just in case you see me looking there, that is why. Where are we? Okay, this is what I need to see. Okay, so with your adult health class, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 P's, and of course your P's are always, well, they typically stand for pre-assessments, and then you're going to see one O, which is going to stand for your objective assessment, okay? So for your P's, your first P, at least how they show up for me, because they may show up differently for you. The first P that shows up for me is going to be preclinical HESI patient review and HESI case study. So those are basically, I think I talked to you guys about it in one of the previous videos, where you have to complete, I think it's like 3 case studies. And then it's like these little, some HESI exams that you have to do. They're kind of short. In my opinion, they're pretty easy. If you read the passage, you'll be fine. I do remember that because I took these like 2-3 months ago. If you read the passages, you'll be fine, okay? So if you do that, that's going to get you your first check or first pass on your P. The next one that shows up for me is your Adult Health 1 on the ground clinical. So that's your actual clinical rotation. Your clinical rotation is, for me, I have 6 12-hour shifts, okay? That is how mine's going to be. Your clinical may vary depending on the location you are, and your shift will depend on your preceptor and your instructor. I've been told some people get nights. God forbid if I ever get nights, baby, you're going to find me in a corner, sleep. I'm too old. I can't do it. Sorry. And I got a kid. But yeah, so that, once you finish that, if everything goes as it's supposed to, you will get your check on that one or your pass on that one. That one will be done. The next PA that we have is your pre-OA HESI case study ticket to ride. And so that ticket to ride, you have to come, or it says ticket to take OA, sorry. But it's your mentor will call it a ticket to ride. That is something that you have to complete at least 15 days before your actual clinical rotation starts. That is your hard stop. At midnight on that 15th day, if it is not done, if you do not have your check, you cannot go to clinicals that next month. That is how it was explained to me. And so that one also, case studies. In my opinion, again, if you read those case studies, you will be fine. The case studies, in my opinion, gave me the answers in the passage, because it'd be like a passage, questions, passage, questions. Okay. Now I could just be saying that because I am a practicing LVN, so it does help. But in my opinion, you can do it. You can do it. Okay. All right. The next one, it says Adult Health 1 concept map. I have not looked into that yet. So if I do the course breakdowns for you guys, I will explain that at a later time, because I haven't looked into that concept map yet, so I don't know what it is. The next 2 is your pre-assessment 1 and your pre-assessment 2. Those are your standard pre-assessments that you have to take for every class, okay? And then finally, you have your objective assessment. All of that does have to be complete before you can take that objective assessment, okay? Then finally, we do have the health assessment, which is the class that I just said that I thought I was already going to be completed by this week, but it's not completed because they have made changes. So basically, with this class, I don't remember if we discussed it in the last video, but you do have to do the EAQs. When I am taking this class, the EAQs do not have to be too proficient. They just have to be done. And then you do have to do one of the live cohorts, like all the different things, which at first was not a requirement. I was told you can do the live one or the recorded one. And then like they have added, I think 2 or 3 different things that are now required for the class that was not in my intro email. And I literally found out that they were required when I submitted to take the OA. How many times have this happened to me? I digress. But yeah, so I have submitted all of those additional things except for 1. So there's 1 more that I need to submit, and I will get to that as soon as I can. But those, you'll see 3 Ps on there, at least when I'm taking it. There are 3 Ps and then 1 O. So you have the 2 pre-assessment 1, pre-assessment 2, and then you have the shadow health video health assessment. So that is a series, I think it was like 11 different shadow healths that you have to do in order to get the one pass for it. Okay. So I am familiar with shadow health. So to me, it was, I'm not gonna say it was easy, but it was kind of easy to know how what questions to ask. It was a little tricky because I was trying to ask the questions in a way that I would talk to an actual patient, but because the system is not an actual patient, it's a computer, it doesn't always recognize your words. So for me, I was struggling a little bit because it wasn't comprehending the way that I was asking the questions. So, but yeah, so that one, we are working on it slash at a halt until I can get that OA taken. And ideally, I would like to take it in the next 2 weeks. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Hopefully that'll get taken. The last one that we have is the interpersonal leadership and growth and personal growth. That is the class that I'm currently working on right now. So I am hoping that this class will be taken care of by the end of this coming week. So this class will be out of the way. So far I have already submitted the first task because you have 2 tasks in this class. The first one is your SMART goals. And that is basically what they want you to do to help you be resilient, have self-care, and not get burnout as a nurse. So you have to come up with a goal and then branch out from that goal. In the intro email, my professor sent me a video for that task as well as for task 2. And in my opinion, her video was great. It helped me to complete task 1 without a problem. So basically I watched the video all the way through first, and then I rewatched the video as I was doing the assignment, and then I've submitted. So after you submit, you have to, I believe you have to wait on feedback from the teacher, and then they have to do some kind of evaluation. Again, I have not fully went through this class yet, so once I finish, I can give you guys an actual breakdown of the class if that's something that you want. So that one's already submitted. And then the next task that you have to do is you creating an e-portfolio that you'll use throughout the class, throughout the semester, that you will use throughout the program. And it says that you'll build it like throughout the program. So I'm not sure if you're going to have more than one interpersonal. Well, it doesn't look like it. You don't have more than one, but maybe they will make you use that portfolio in different classes, because you do have like a technology class, organization class, like a few other classes that probably are like space fillers in the program. So you'll probably have to use it for the other classes because the email says you will build up on them. And then they also want you to create some LinkedIn learning certificates. Again, have not gotten fully into the class yet, so I can't fully tell you anything about them learning certificates, okay? Just got what I got. So yeah, so that is where I am right now. I am trying to get everything submitted to take the OA for health assessment, waiting for my clinicals for adult health, although I will start working on those PAs as well. And then I am submitting my task for the leadership class, okay? So to kind of give you guys a little idea, so this is in my little planner, but this is, I'm trying to cover my face so hopefully it will focus. This is one of the little templates that they have. I actually got this template off of Facebook, and it is the roadmap for your classes. So the ones that are colored in, I just decided to do mine rainbow. You don't have to do yours rainbow. I just like color. But I got this off of one of the nursing Facebook groups. They have them everywhere. They have multiple different kinds. They have some that's like little stethoscopes, all kind of cute stuff. And it's just to kind of help you keep track to see where you are and how much longer you have to go. So all of these are the ones that I've done. These 3 are the 3 that I'm in right now. And then these will be my remainder here, and then my graduation. So after I finish these 3, I have 11 classes left. and then I'll be done. Because I do have after this, I'll have about 1.5 years remaining. So I'm pretty sure it'll be about 3 or 4 classes per semester. So yeah, I'm hoping that these are like 2 regular classes, a clinical class, and an easy class. We'll see, girl. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, so that is it. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. If there's anything you want to see, like I always tell you, just let me know. I'll do what I can. I'll try not to disappear so much, but no promises. Bye, guys.